Hi everyone, for those of us who haven't met yet, I'm Natasha Wishka. I'll be taking your oil painting class this term. I thought it might be helpful if I took you through some of the supplies. Hopefully you've started getting ready and thinking about getting your kit together. I know it can be stressful going into an art store and there's like 100 different brushes and paints, so I thought I'd take this opportunity to just talk you through each piece and hopefully make it a little bit easier for you. Okay, so here is the items that you're going to need for our class. Some of these are optional, but I thought I would just take you through. Sometimes it's easier to see what they look like than just read a list at a store. I'm very happy for you to try and work with things that you already have, if that helps to minimize cost too, so I'll just take you through. So first thing we'll need is some panels to paint on. You can either use panels or you can get these small canvases. There's two different thicknesses there. These are quite inexpensive and come in packs of 2. I think that was $5. You pay a little bit more for these ones on frames. The other option too is you can use a paint pad. This is canvas pad. If I come up close, I'm not sure if you can see, it's got a canvas texture to it, but that's perfectly suitable for oil painting as well. We're going to be working off a limited palette of 2 each of yellow, red, blue, a white and a neutral. So first of all, you'll need a Cad Yellow Light. This is an old brand that I have from Gamblin. It's more of an American brand, so don't necessarily try to get that. This is probably a better brand here. So Cad Yellow Light and Indian Yellow. This one's transparent, this one's not. Cad Yellow Deep, I think I've called that Cad Yellow Medium on the list. This is optional. It's really great colour for warming things up and other stuff, but if you don't have it straight off, that's fine. You'll need 2 reds. Cad Red, I think I've called this Cad Red Light on the sheet. Unfortunately, paints are called different things for different brands, so just send me a message if you're not sure. But Cadmium Red and then Permanent Rose. This is a really fire truck red. This is more of a pinky red. If you already have it, alizarin crimson will do instead of Permanent Rose. So that's another option too, or you could have quinacridone crimson. So those are your options for your more pinky red, but you definitely need the Cad red. Blues, phthalo blue, very common colour, and ultramarine blue. Just neutral, burnt umber. If you already have a raw umber, that will work too. And then Naples yellow and titanium white. So I've put titanium zinc white on the list, which is a good all-round white. I'm currently using titanium white, so don't worry that this is different. Even if you just have a zinc white, that'll be okay too. If you've got something already, use that. And then Naples yellow, it's a real creamy colour. I use this as a off-white or a warm white. So these are both 2 I consider whites that we use. Brushes, just like paints, brushes come with lots of different names and sizing is not consistent across brands. So as long as you have 6 brushes, I got these from Officeworks. So, you know, they're pretty inexpensive. They don't last a long time, but, you know, I'm happy to swap them out. They're really good at the moment. So you want something, this is a 10, so, or something close to this size. This is a synthetic, so it comes to a nice fine point. Same with this one, just a wider version. I think that's about an inch. So a 1 inch, and then this number 10 size. Then you need synthetic again, these smaller detailed ones, so a round for doing pointed work, lines, that type of thing, and then a smaller flat one. That's a number 2. I think that's a number 2 as well. But like I said, the brands, it'll look different depending which brand you go, but that's around about the size you want. And then you want bristle brushes. So you can, these are still synthetic, but they're just made so that they're a little bit more rough. They don't come to a fine point like the other ones. We use these for big background washes, and then this is for like softening edges. So those are the best paintbrushes to start with. By all means, if you're used to using something else, bring that. You'll need a palette to mix paint on. These are tear-off paper palettes. You can get this one, which is white. It's got a bit of a plasticky film on it, so you can mix the oil paint on there and it won't go through. Then you just throw it out when you're done. This is a bigger version, and it's grey. So you'll definitely need one of those. You can purchase these palette boxes. Mine has been very well used, so please excuse the mess. It's just a box that you can put the palette in. It has these spikes to stop it moving up and having the paint stick to the roof. And you can just seal it up at the end of your class and carry that home without mess. You'll need some solvent. This is really important for cleaning your brushes, and you also use it as a medium to mix a little bit with your paint to get it moving. You can get Gamsol, Langridge, Art Spectrum also do a brand as well. You just need to make sure that it is odorless solvent, no terps, because it's very bad for your health. Palette knife for mixing paint. So you'll need something that's got a bit of a decent base at the edge, nice and flexible just for mixing, metal preferably, not plastic. A small bottle of Incredible brush cleaner, and this is really incredible. This is more for cleanup at the end of class. A little bit goes a long way too, so a bottle of that is great. You'll need a brush cleaner. You can just use a jar, another jar. I find these are really great. It clamps down. It has a rubber seal, which means it's not going to spill. There's a grate that you can rub your brush against to clean it, and you can see the solvent sits underneath. You just top it up to go over the grate. I use this plein air painting all the time. I feel it's never spilled on me once when I've been going to classes and workshops, so I definitely recommend one of those. You can use either paper towel or this is an old towel that I cut up at home. Either of those is good, and sometimes it's good to have baby wipes. If you happen to get some paint on your skin, the baby wipes is just really good at getting it off. This paper towel and rag will wipe it off, but it doesn't necessarily get all the residue, which leads me to another safety topic. Gloves. This is optional. I don't wear them because I'm better at not getting the paint on. Some people may like to wear gloves if they think they're messy and they're going to get a lot of paint on them. I just had a disposable pack that I use sometimes. I have in the past reacted to this colour and broken out in a rash. I'm the only person who I know that that's happened to, but that was why I wore gloves for a very long time. Once again, that's personal choice. You'll need just a notebook and a pen if you want to take notes, and a ruler for gridding, if we're going to draw a grid in order to do more detailed or more accurate drawings before we paint. This portable table easel is really great. If you have a stand-up easel that you want to bring, that's great too, but this is a really great easel for using and portable, nice and flexible. The metal makes it very easy to fold up. There are wood versions of these. Probably would recommend the metal over that. The wood just gets a bit heavy when you're carrying your art supplies to class each week. Glass jar. This is to put the solvent in that we're going to mix with our work, or to use as a medium and loosen the paint up. So quite often I will tip a little bit of this into the jar lid and dip my brush into that while I'm painting. So as you can see, I don't have a whole lot in this, so I could get away with a smaller jar too. I have this little one that I use plein air painting, so personal choice, whichever you have. Just grab whatever has been used up in the kitchen recently. And finally, you may want to bring an old pizza box to take home wet paintings. I'm going to bring a couple of these that people can purchase off me. I'll just make them up and sell them to you for what it costs me. And it's just like a little painting holder. It has clips, although mine aren't here at the moment, and you can just hold your painting and carry this home like that. So, or just use a pizza box and pop your painting in that for the car trip home. So please don't stress if you don't have everything for the first class. The main thing you will need for the first class is definitely ultramarine blue or burnt umber and white, and at least one brush. And then the rest of these items, you'll need the palette knife and the cleanup stuff. But in terms of paints, if you can't get everything straight away, please at least get these 3 and 1 or 2 brushes. So that's it for supplies. Let me know if you're having any trouble or if you're concerned about anything. Like I said, if there's stuff you have already at home, I'm happy to try and work with it. But otherwise, good luck getting everything together, and I'll see you very soon.